Welcome to Sib Spot. Today's Reddit stories, again, are from Am I the A-Hole? Story 1 is by Throw R.A. Sleepy Demon. Am I the a-hole for wanting to sleep alone in the spare bedroom? I'm a 28 male and have been dating my girlfriend Sarah, who's 29, for the past 3 years. The relationship has been going great and I love how amazing she is, but lately I've been tired. We decided to move into a new apartment 2 months ago and I also took a new job. The new job has been stressful compared to my last job. Luckily, I'm still getting time for my personal hobbies like gym and going out with Sarah. Now, the problem I want to talk about is my lack of sleep. I have been sleeping alone since I was 15 years old, and now sleeping with someone else is kind of bothering to me. I'm used to the peace of sleeping alone. My girlfriend likes to sleep with a low fan, takes up too much space in bed, and most importantly, she snores sometimes, which ruins my sleep completely. She also has no concern for my sleep as she wakes up before me and either switches on lights or makes noises. I am used to sleeping 7 to 8 hours a day, but for the past few months I've been getting only 4 to 5 hours because of this. So finally, I got frustrated and confronted her about this. I know my girlfriend can't change in a day, so I proposed I will just sleep in the other room peacefully. She got upset and was furious about the suggestion. She believes that sleeping together is a sign of love between a couple and that she likes cuddling or sleeping on top of me and says I should get used to it. She now thinks that I don't find her attractive, but that isn't true at all. I love my girlfriend, but all I want is a peaceful good night's sleep. So Reddit, am I the a-hole for this? No, you're not. Some people can get used to sleeping with other people and with noise, and some people cannot. There's lots of people who struggle to sleep with any noise next to them, and they'll sleep in different rooms. One of the top comments from Kel Snuggets below says, "Not the a-hole. My husband and I have been married for 17 years and sleep in separate beds. We made our master into a luxury hotel suite of sorts. Everyone needs sleep." Our next story is by Bad Summer 95. Am I the a-hole? My sister, who's 31, got upset with me, 27 female, for a comment I made about her husband. My sister recently became a new mom, and she's been married for almost 2 years. We have a good relationship as siblings and friends, and I also get along really well with her husband, despite not knowing him too well. One morning, my sister and I were playing with her son on my bed, and I noticed how calm he became when she hugged him. We had a lighthearted conversation about cuddling, and she mentioned her husband's concern about cuddling the baby too much would make him soft. I expressed my belief that cuddles make kids feel secure and happy and not to let her husband dictate cuddle rules. However, my sister unexpectedly snapped at me, feeling that I had insinuated something negative about her husband. I was taken aback because I thought we were having some banter. I knew her husband wasn't serious about his comment. She then said she wishes she hadn't discussed the topic with me. This is the 3rd time she snapped at me during her visit, for context. I normally apologize, but this time I could tell she was triggered by my words and told me off. I decided to take some time alone to think things through. Later, my sister confronted me about crossing a boundary by making that comment. I explained that I never intended to insult her husband or be rude, but rather I wanted my nephew to feel loved. However, she insisted that I had crossed a line and accused me of not respecting other people's boundaries and enforcing my own. She went as far as saying, "You have no right to tell me what to do." This made me so angry, so in order to regain composure, I simply said okay and asked her to leave my room. Our conversation ended abruptly, and we didn't speak for the rest of the day. The next day, I offered her a cup of coffee as a peace offering, as I believe she had misunderstood my intentions and reacted strongly. However, she expressed discomfort being at our house and left to house sit for a relative, which made my mom cry. I don't believe my comment was that offensive, and it seems like the situation had been blown out of proportion. I'm unsure if I'm the one at fault here. Am I the bad guy? I'm just going to share some of the comments from below. Traveling Techie says, "The making them soft comment was a yellow flag, but her reaction to you is a red flag. Abuse? Unfortunately, you have no power here. Do what you can to maintain communication channel. She may suddenly need you later. Not the bad guy. Bad Summer 95 replied, "No abuse. She's an excellent mother, and I think her husband is a sweetheart. I agree. I can't really do anything without groveling, and I don't want to apologize to her every single time she gets her knickers in a twist." J9 Sky says, "She's a new mom. Her hormones are all over the place and she's probably hardly slept. She's defensive of everything because her body is running on pure adrenaline. I remember those early months. If she's not usually like this, try to let moments of irrational upset go if you can. But up to a point, because anger, sometimes blinding rage, is actually one of the first and strongest symptoms of PPD in many women. Your sister might need help from a doctor. Keep an eye on her, give her grace, and remind her of your patience when you can have your own." Bad Summer 95 replies and says, "You're so right. I didn't know postpartum was such a hellscape. I feel quite bad for not being clued up on this. I'm not planning on having kids, so I never really thought I needed to know about all of that carnage." Our next story is by Apelsi. "Am I the A for not wanting to take care of a child? I'm a 27 female and my brother is 31. We have had very different relationship with our father. He was abusive and left the family when I was 10. Until he passed, I'd seen him maybe 5 times in total. Each time was very difficult. My brother, however, adored that man. He was very keen on keeping contact. He moved to the same city and visited him all the time when our father started a new family and had another daughter. My brother was there every single weekend the last 14 years. He was part of the family. They also supported him financially, whilst I often juggled 3 jobs at once in order to survive. I wouldn't get a call, not even for my birthday. And whenever I asked for aid, they basically shut the door in my face. So after years of enduring that, I went no contact in my mid-20s and kept it that way until he passed, surprisingly, 2 years ago. When our father passed away, I lived abroad. When no one could come up spontaneously with the money for the funeral, I covered it. No one ever said thank you. All belongings of my father went to his new wife and daughter. They agreed that we could have some personal stuff, but only if it was not of value. My brother offered to put a few pieces aside for me, since I couldn't come due to COVID restrictions. I haven't received those things until today, and as soon as the funeral was over, the wife blocked me on every medium, even on her daughter's phone. My brother said she was afraid that I was after her money. Now, 2 years later, the mom has some medical issues, so the daughter is supposed to stay at my brother's place for 8 weeks. But he's overwhelmed with it, so he wants to send her to me. I told him that she could come for a long weekend to see how it goes, but that I felt uncomfortable with it because, after all, I don't know this child. But he insisted she should come for 2 weeks because him and his girlfriend would be in desperate need of holidays. When I told him no, he got angry. He said, "Oh, so you would claim our father's inheritance, the pieces I never received, but then dip when responsibilities come your way?" He said I'm still part of the family, and that means I should also take care of them. That I should be grateful for having him as a brother, because he's taking care of a child, basically also for me. He said he never expected me to be someone to turn down a child in need, and if the stressful phase would affect his relationship negatively, he would blame me for it. Ever since, he ignores me. Am I the A for not wanting to be involved here? 1,000,000% you are not the bad guy here. Your brother is the bad guy. He has a kid that he needs to deal with. He was close with your father. You were not. You're pretty much not family, honestly. And in the comments below, Snoobeans8816 said it best. Why the heck are you still involved in that family? Why the heck did you pay for the funeral? Why the heck would you even consider to take care of that child while she is literally nothing to you? They treat you like trash and use you whenever they see fit. You're not the bad guy. You wouldn't even be if you ignore all of them. You are not the bad guy even slightly. And they're the bad guy for trying to dump the kid on you for a couple weeks so that they can have some time off. You may be part of their family by blood, but not by interactions and not by love. Do not do it. They like using you. Our stories for today have come to a close. Until we meet again, have a stupendous day.